know who is choosing to be a liberal right now. It's pretty terrible, especially in the wake of this horrific murder, double murder in Washington D.C. last week. These two young Jewish, almost engaged couple, and we all heard about how horrific that was. Well, one of the things that has come out since then is that the woman, Sarah Milgram is her name, was trying to crawl away from the scene. This just shows you how calculated and horrific this whole thing was, and just cold-blooded this guy who murdered them really was. They say he was captured on the video extending both his arms in the direction of the descendants and firing several times, as indicated by the muzzle flashes. Once the descendants fell to the ground, Rodriguez, this is the suspect, you have to say that, is captured on the video advancing closer, leaning over them with his arms extended and firing several more times. As Milgram attempted to crawl away, he followed behind her and fired again. She was literally trying to crawl away, and this guy fires again, just a couple more shots to ensure she's dead, and then he screams, "Free Palestine," as he's being arrested and as he's being taken into custody. The whole thing, where we've landed in this country on this stuff, I think, it is really terrifying in so many ways. The fact that this happened, it's horrific, Sabrina, obviously, but this guy in particular, I think I would love to get his take on why he thought any of this was ever anything that any person should do. You cannot go out and you cannot do things like this, but it feels like you've been given a pass in so many respects by the way you've seen colleges not call out anti-Semitism. Quite frankly, the way the last administration didn't feel like they were going to address it at all. Thank God we have President Trump in there, who is revoking money from these institutions. It just seems like there has been very little accountability for all of this hostility and anti-Semitic sentiment all across this country. And now you have two people who are dead, Sabrina. And to find out this guy, as the woman's trying to crawl away, he just shot her a couple more times. Awful.
This whole story is so incredibly heartbreaking, to say the least. And I mean, the thing that's really concerning is it's not even just a matter of trying to reason with some of these people, but it's kind of concerning how the left is starting to kind of idolize a lot of these people. We saw it with sorry, I'm going to butcher his last name, Luigi Mangione. Yeah. Where now there's TikTok accounts dedicated, obsessed with him, and they're putting him on a pedestal, and it makes you wonder if, it's kind of like when, there's a horrific murder and they don't want to disclose all the details because it inspires other people. Right. It almost feels like, are these people doing it for clout? Are they doing it to be idolized within this crazed movement? It's really disappointing to see two malicious murders so close to each other, and then the left's reaction, celebrating them almost.
Well, and there was some, I don't know if this was a celebration, Anna Marie, but there was a meme coin that was then launched. They say in a twisted tribute, traders launched a meme coin with this suspected murderer's likeness and name. This is according to the New York Post. They say that the meme coin was hovering around $368,000 and dropped to $24,000. But as of Friday, around 550 people had bought this meme coin with this guy's face on it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's really just disgusting. I don't know why they insist on glorifying violence, whether it's they're burning Tesla trucks this week or whatever it is they're doing. It's just this constant glorification of violence and feeling like they are justified in doing these terrible acts. They're always trying to act like they are morally superior to everyone, but their actions speak to the exact opposite. And I think it's just really terrible. These people need to be held accountable, that these kinds of actions will not be tolerated, and we really have to have the conversation of mental health in this country. Yeah. Everyone wants to blame guns and say that guns are the problem. Guns are not the problem. The people holding the guns are the problem. This man is mentally unstable, like anyone else that can commit a heinous crime like this. They need to be held accountable, and the root of these problems needs to be talked about.
Well, and I think it's a little weird that apparently the father of this guy was invited by Democrats, some member of Congress, to President Trump's joint address to Congress back in February. I still am, I don't know what that's all about. It's a little weird that that connection has happened, but I guess we'll stay tuned and see what that all means, if how that pans out at all, if it does. Just a little bit weird, but okay.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.